What's up? We're gonna watch a couple ruin their life based off a simple traffic stop that they escalated by not listening to the police, and they caught a third-degree felony possession charge. So, we're gonna go through the Florida concealed carry laws and talk about how they could have actually avoided being charged with third-degree felony possession if they would have understood the statutes and been educated on it. I am a firearms instructor, and this is what I do for a living: teach people the concealed carry laws. So, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram to learn about different states' concealed carry laws and how you can be educated and not have this happen to you. So this does take place in Florida as of March 18th, 2023 is when the actual body cam video is dated. It started as an improper right turn that escalated into a third-degree felony possession charge simply because the individuals did not want to listen to the police, and they chose to take a route that really did not need to be taken. So we can see that sometimes thinking you know the law is not the best idea when you have the Fifth Amendment right to not incriminate yourself, and your Miranda right gives the right to remain silent. And sometimes remaining silent is the best way to be with the police because police have a saying: the standard's the standard, statement's a statement. If you hold the police to the standard, they have no choice but to investigate. But as you start saying things and doing things, you start furthering their investigation and giving them more criteria to build up their case to end up charging you with whatever crime they think you may be in violation of. So let's go through the video. Go to Body Cam Watch YouTube channel to see the actual body cam footage and support their channel for providing this video to us.
March 18th, 2023, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for an improper right turn.
Do you have your license with you?
I do have my license.
Here's what we pulled you over is when you guys.
On March 18th, 2023, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for an improper right turn.
Do you have your license with you?
I do have my license.
Here's what we pulled you over is when you guys turned out, you made an improper right.
Improper right?
Yep. An improper right is when you basically make a right-hand turn and you go.
I know exactly what you're saying.
We were just at
You have a medical marijuana card?
I don't have a medical marijuana card.
No, I wasn't driving earlier also.
She was just
I was
sitting.
maybe sitting, but I wasn't driving.
Well, she was
Wait,
sitting.
why were you watching me this?
We drove by. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
All right. Do you have an ID on you?
No, I'm just a passenger.
Okay, we'll step out because we both smell marijuana. So step out. Step out.
So officers always smell marijuana. That's one of the easiest ways that they can get probable cause to search a vehicle if they feel like there's something suspicious. Reasonably, what you can do in this situation is you can request a canine unit if you think that they are profiling. Um, and if the whole point of this traffic stop was an improper right turn, that's what this traffic stop's about. We don't need to escalate it. So if they do feel like they smell marijuana, request a canine unit. If it takes longer for that canine unit to get there than it would to actually finish this traffic stop, usually they have to just go through with the traffic stop and not try to escalate it to a search of what could be or could not be the smell of marijuana, because in reasonably CBD, other things could smell even if they were smoking tobacco. Officers could misconstrue that for actually smelling marijuana. So you can request a canine unit in those situations. Granted, the smell of marijuana typically does give police probable cause to search a vehicle, and that's why you see it all the time being used. But in this situation, let's just keep watching to see what actually goes wrong.
Step out of the car. Man, step out of the car. I'm gonna pull you out.
Yeah, the car just only smell weed, and they're trying to pull me out and do like
Okay, come on.
extra stuff.
Step out.
So we can see the male complies with the orders pretty
Ma'am, step out of the
quickly.
car.
Took a
I
little
do
time,
have the
but
right.
still complied with them.
Come over here.
Right by 7-Eleven.
Ma'am,
Because
step
you were
out of the
watching- you were
car.
watching me over there. Don't touch me.
Ma'am, I'm about to grab you.
Don't you-
Step out of the
don't
car.
you dare
now.
touch-
Step out.
Don't you dare touch me.
Hey, hey.
So we can see right there, Police decide to go hands-on. So many people that think that they can ask the police and question the police and give the police commands to not touch them or not pull them out the car just because they don't agree with the traffic stop. That is not the case. Police safety always comes first, and if an officer asks you to step out the car for any reason, you must comply with that order because it is a lawful command, and if you don't, police are authorized to use the necessary force required to actually pull you out of the car because you're not following a lawful command from that point on. So, usually they could try to charge you with obstruction, they could try to charge you with resisting, but typically they are allowed to pull you out of the car and use a necessary amount of force to get you out of the car, if you do not comply with the lawful command to exit the car of your own free will. So many people go wrong. We see so many body cams out there with people in this exact same situation. They feel like they're privileged and that they can talk to the police and do whatever they want to the police because they're public servants and their taxpayer dollars pay their salary. It doesn't matter what your taxpayer dollars do. You don't have a legal authority to supersede the police just because you don't agree with the traffic stop or you don't agree with their lawful commands in that situation. So this is where this starts to go very, very wrong for this couple.
Stop! 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 Stop!
Wait, Mom.
Stop!
Wait.
Stop! Stop!
Bro.
So from this point,
Yeah,
she
they
did
just
start
did
complying.
this
She's not
literally
resisting
because
anymore.
the
She's
police
letting them put the cuffs on her. So at least she decided to
and they
listen
just
once she
slammed
got a
her on
realization
the
before they'll
ground.
drag you out.
What's your badge number?
Hey, get back!
What's your badge
Get
number?
back! You want to go to jail too?
All right.
Get on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Just stand here.
He just put his hands on me.
Get up. Hey, don't walk up in the car. Got it. Hey,
Okay.
just can you come chill over here for me, man?
Do
I'm
not
not
put
gonna-
your
I have
hands
no
on me.
reason to
Put your
touch
hands
you.
on me. I'm putting my hands
Okay.
on you.
So now we start to see where the male is going to go extremely wrong in this situation. See, the officer initially approached him. He was pretty cool about it. He was like, "There's no real need for me to touch you. There's no need for me to go hands on with you. I'm just asking you to not go near the car and to stay on the sidewalk while we are going to do our investigation." This guy decides he's going to turn up with them because, again, some people are just so privileged in their mindset that they think they can do and say whatever they want to the police with no repercussions. The girl found out very quickly what doing that does. The guy just watched that happen to the girl, so I don't know why he would assume that this wouldn't also happen to him if he didn't comply with their commands. But again, people just think that they can do and say whatever they want to the police because they don't agree with the police. They don't like the police when it's not the case. They are there to enforce the law, and the only way the law can be reversed is inside the court of law. And during a traffic stop, it's not the court of law. And usually, most people are not smart enough to outsmart the police in terms of the law. And this individual is exactly one of those people that is not smart enough to do that.
I have no
Not
reason
touch
to
you.
stop walking away then.
Go up then.
Walk
Back
over
off.
there. Walk
No.
over there.
I'm not walking nowhere. I'm staying on the sidewalk like you
Stay
just
over
told me.
here. Okay,
You said
stay
go on the
over there.
sidewalk.
Why are you
I'm on the
screaming at me?
sidewalk.
Why are you
Why are you telling me to do different stuff, you dumbass?
Why are
You're a
screaming?
rookie.
Stand
You
over
said
here.
come on the sidewalk. I'm on the sidewalk.
Telling you
I'm
to
not
stand
going
in the-
nowhere.
Telling you
I'm
to
not.
Again, the officer is being very, very, very chill with him. He's not yelling. He hasn't raised his voice as the officer, but we can see the individual, like the male, is just going absolutely insane in this situation when there's really no need to. So from this point, they can charge him with disorderly conduct because it looks like there's a business behind him. I guarantee there are people on the street, and he is yelling, saying profanity, doing all types of things that just isn't necessary for what this traffic stop is. It was an improper right turn. That's a simple traffic infraction. Granted, they said they smell marijuana. If they both know that there's no marijuana in the car, they're gonna search the car, find nothing, and release them both and just charge them with the improper right turn, which is a simple traffic infraction, which could be overturned if they get a lawyer and the lawyer has, the know-how to actually get it tossed out. But because he's gonna start this process, it's gonna go a whole different route.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying on the sidewalk.
Okay, grab him.
I'm staying on
Grab
the
him.
sidewalk.
Second
I'm
officer
not
isn't
going
going for it,
nowhere.
he
I'm
just has to
staying
go
on this.
hands-on.
No.
Get me out of here.
So we can see there are people in the background,
I'm not
so yeah,
moving. I'm staying
he's
on the
causing a
sidewalk. I'm not
disturbance
doing
to the
nothing.
general
I'm not
public.
doing anything. Dude, stop. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing. Okay, I will stop. I wasn't doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything. Ow! Ow! Your hands. No. Dude. Ow. Give me your hands. Oh.
Give us your hands.
So this is 100% actively resisting police at this point. No doubt about it. So again, there was no charge they were going to give him. There was no reason for them to go hands-on. But now he's absolutely going to get a resistance charge for what he's doing here.
Stop. Stop. Okay, stop reaching.
You about to break my neck.
Okay, stop. Let go of your hands. Let go of your hands. Let go of your hands.
Oh no.
Stop.
Oh, dude, I'm not doing nothing. Please stop. Please freaking stop. Please stop. Ow. Ow.
Stop.
Ow.
Stop.
Ow.
Stop.
Ow.
Stop.
Okay, I swear to God. Ow.
Just let go.
Ow.
Give us your arm.
Ow. Ow, please. Ow. Ow. Ow, I am. I'm not doing nothing.
Dude, just stop. Give us your hands. I've said it 100 times. I don't have
Ow, dude, my arm. Fuck.
So this next car is the supervisor that's pulling up on scene.
Oh my God. Ow. 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 Stop reaching your pocket. Oh.
So you can see he started reaching towards his back, which is always a very, very bad sign that, like, what are you reaching for? We could argue that he's trying to just pull up his pants, but it's usually never a good sign when somebody's starting to reach.
Stop. Sit up. Sit up. Bring your feet.
Hold me. Ow. Ow.
So they're going to immediately put him in recovery position. They're going to do a quick pat down, make sure he doesn't have anything that's going to hurt them.
Murphy, there's nothing in my pockets, I swear to God. Ow, my arm, my arm, my arm. Ow.
Stop.
Mister. Ow, 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 stop. No, your arm, dude, my arm, dude, my elbow. Move your arm from like that, please. Please move your arm. Move your arm from under.
So this kid has a lot of theatrics going on for like no absolute reason. He's sitting upright. He can breathe. He did just have a little struggle with the police, so I get he's probably intimidated. He's probably a little scared. Granted, the whole George Floyd thing happened and everything like that, and we see all the time police and body cams and just how they go overboard. But these officers are actually being extremely professional. They're not manhandling him. They're not doing anything excessive. They use the proper force to get him restrained. Once they got him restrained, they put him in recovery position. They set him upright to make sure he can breathe. Granted, this kid is still going crazy, asking for everything. He's like, "Oh, I think you're going to break my arm. Can I get water?" This, and that. These are all usually signs that, like, there's something more going on here because, again, there was no reason for this to even get this far. Had the kid just stayed on the sidewalk, stayed quiet, exercised his right to remain silent, he would have gotten off scot-free. He probably could have even driven home the car if they were going to take the girl. But he's doing extra stuff, which lets us know that, like, there's probably more coming.
Under my elbow. Dude, why does it feel like that? I think my arm's broken. I honestly think my arm's broken.
I think he's got a zero in his pants. Don't grab it.
I won't.
Do not.
I got stop.
Supervisor, super cool, super chill.
Back off.
Chills the officers out. So we can see the kid start reaching for it. The officer felt that zero in his pants, which is the code for a gun. They started to kind of panic and go a little frantic, and the supervisor did a really good job just being like, "Yep, calm down. Like, he's already restrained. Let's just pull his pants down, and we will reach for it." Like, he really can't do anything because his hands are already behind his back, even though he keeps trying to reach. But again, that's why we saw earlier, like, reaching towards the back of his pants, starting to reach towards his groin area, towards his butt area. Not a good idea because it implies that there is something more. There's either drugs or there's a zero, there's a gun in his pants that he's trying to keep from us. We can see all that he was doing in the beginning was more than likely to try to keep that gun in place. In terms of the concealed carry laws, at 18, you're not allowed to be in possession of a concealed carry on your person at all. Even after the permitless carry bill that passed on July 1st, 2023, you are not allowed to be in possession of a concealed carry on the person if you're 18 and up. He was in the car. At 18, you're allowed to be in lawful possession of a firearm. So we can see in this situation, like, the kid starts to go extra crazy. The officers start to do their pat down. They said, "Hey, there's a zero here. Code for a gun." They started to kind of go a little frantic. Then we saw the supervisor kind of chill them out and go, "Yeah, wait, calm down. Like, we already have him restrained. All we got to do is pull his pants down. Like, I will go and reach for it. Y'all just make sure that he can't actually reach." We could see all those theatrics he was doing was more than likely to try to keep that firearm in place while on while tucked inside of his underwear or wherever he's keeping it. At 18, you're allowed to be in lawful possession of a firearm inside of the car as long as it is securely encased or otherwise not readily accessible. Meaning, if you have that firearm inside of a holster, center console, glove compartment, book bag, whether or not zippered, the kid had a plastic bag. You could honestly argue putting it inside of the plastic bag and tying it up, that can count as securely encased because you can't access it until you actually untie that bag to actually reach inside of it. So he could have avoided this charge had, when he saw the red and blues go on behind him, taken it out of his underpants, put inside the center console, put inside the glove compartment. He would have been perfectly fine. But we can see how a lack of education causes for things like this to happen. Why he's keeping this firearm tucked inside of his underwear with no, I assume it's no holster because nobody ever has a holster and tucks their firearm inside of their underpants like that. Those are just two things that don't typically go together. But we could see, like, you're just escalating this to a point that it didn't even need to be. And again, there would have been no reason to even pat him down had he not started with the disorderly conduct that he was doing in the beginning and started yelling at the officer when all the officer was asking, stay on the sidewalk and stop yelling. Had he followed those two simple commands, he wouldn't be on the ground, he wouldn't be handcuffed, and he wouldn't be getting patted down right now. The lady in blue that's going to pop up is his mother who shows up on the scene. Let's keep watching.
Hey, I just pulled this out of his ass, okay? Yes, so get back. Mom, I did not have that on me.
Yep.
No. Ma'am, step back.
He immediately starts lying to his mom saying he didn't have it on him when it's like, we literally just pulled this out of him.
Step back.
I am over here, but you don't have to handle him like that. You do not. That's my
Back up
child.
or you'll get cuffed too.
It was loaded. Now, it doesn't matter whether it was loaded or
Mom.
not. If you put it in the center console glove compartment, it was still considered securely encased. It
Mom,
would have been within the
I
statute
did
and in his legal right to be in
nothing.
possession of it.
ow.
Calm down.
Get my wallet. No. Stay back.
Do you hear me?
No.
I don't-
No.
You can wait back there. We'll deal with it in a second.
I don't know. They said they got a gun off of him. I really don't know.
It was in his pants. No. Pull my pants up. I don't have nothing in my stuff. Like, I need my shoes. On my phone. Ow.
All of that stuff is irrelevant. You'll get it
Why
all
is
in
he going
jail.
to jail?
Because he resisted and he's in possession of a concealed firearm. I did not resist. They slammed me on the ground. I'm going on the sidewalk. Mom, they said go on the sidewalk. I went on the sidewalk and they slammed me. Mom, they told me go on the sidewalk. I went on the sidewalk and they slammed me on the. Mom, this dude was punching me in my head. He punched me in my back 3 times. He punched me in my neck. Dude.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Fine. Just calm down.
Right here, okay?
Just let them do their job.
Take a breath.
Put your peanut off. Put your peanut off.
So I don't mind. At the end of the day, if he did that.
Oh my God. Bro, excuse me? Can you loosen these cuffs up a little bit, please?
So where was he even coming from?
I don't know, ma'am. I showed up after the struggle between
So
the two
who was
officers.
the officer that pulled him over? Which officer pulled him over? That's the officer I wanted to speak to.
How old is your son?
He just turned 18.
Okay, then we have under no obligation to tell you anything. Okay, just so you know.
I
He's
understand
okay.
that, but
So what I'm going to tell you,
as a
as the supervisor, what I'm going to tell you.
As a parent.
Okay, as a supervisor,
And I know you're a parent.
I
just
am
have kids.
absolutely yes, ma'am. But what I'm going to tell you, these officers conducted a traffic stop.
Mhm.
Okay, your son resisted. When I showed up, he was on the ground handcuffed. I am the officer that pulled this out of your son's underwear. Okay, that's not a commonplace. I'm sure he's not licensed to carry this, so that's a jail sentence right there.
It's not a thing. You don't have to be like.
Yes, you do. To conceal it, you do, ma'am. Yes, absolutely. And that's not, it's not holstered. I don't carry my firearm in my underwear. Okay, clinched between my butt cheeks. That's exactly where it was, and that's what my report's going to say.
So we can see right there, like, the kid is 18. His mom wants to kind of play the mother bear or protector role, but they're under no legal obligation to give the mother any information because he's a legal adult at this point. She's at this point in time, I'm pretty sure that the proposed bill to be permitless carry was already being talked about being introduced and maybe going through the House and the Senate at this point in Florida. And so she was trying to say, oh, you don't need you 100% need a license to be concealed carry as of March 18th, 2023. You needed a license to be in possession of a concealed firearm on your person After July 1st, 2023, no, you did not. If you were 21 or older, this kid is 18. So even in today's world as of right now, with the new bill in Florida being passed, he'd still be in violation of third-degree felony possession of a firearm because he's 18 in possession of a concealed firearm. You're not allowed to do that. You must be 21 years or older to possess a concealed firearm without a permit as of today. And as of March 18th, you needed a concealed carry license. March 18th, 2023, you needed a concealed carry license in order to be in possession of a concealed weapon at that point in time. Like I said, if this kid, when the red and blues got on behind him, if he would have simply put it inside of the center console glove compartment, he would have been in lawful possession based off the Florida statute 798.025, which says as long as it's securely encased in the Florida Sheriff's outline, securely encased counts as a center console or glove compartment or a book bag, a box, whether or not locked. So many other places, it would have been considered legal possession of the firearm. Given the police haven't even searched the car, so they started by saying, "Hey, we smell something." The female started it off by not wanting to exit the vehicle, so they took her out by force. He then started by going into this whole rant about you're a rookie officer, this and that and this. There's no need for that either, which then escalated to them going hands on with him and choosing to resist or choosing to make the arrest or at least detain him in that situation for it would have been at that point, disorderly conduct, maybe is what they would have charged him with. But because he resisted so much, because he kept himself clenched, because he kept going to the car when they told him not to do so, he ended up getting charged with more. And again, Mother Bear, there's nothing you can do to protect him in this situation because he's a legal adult from this point forward. So everything that she wants to do and everything that she's thinking and trying to do doesn't really work. She tries to play on the sympathy card by saying, "Hey, I know you're a parent too." Yes, and as a parent, you should be educating your kids not to do that. Granted, kids are going to do what they want, especially adults. They're going to do what they want, and unfortunately, you got to suffer the repercussions if you don't do everything that you should be doing in accordance with the law. So now they're going to do their actual search of the vehicle to see if they actually find any type of weed or paraphernalia.
And I was literally doing everything they said. They said go on the sidewalk. I went on the sidewalk. They start like walking up on me. I said, "I'm on the phone. Can you please not grab me?" And then he kept walking up on me. I listened to everything they said. Everything they said. Yeah, wait, do they have the body cam footage there, right? Oh yeah, dude. My dude. Oh my gosh.
Since she's gone to, except for resisting.
Can you please loosen it? Can I call my mom?
Somehow she slipped her cuffs.
What's going on?
Can I call her and can you please
She
loosen
slipped out of her
this?
cuff.
It's breaking my cuff. It's breaking
Scoot this way. Scoot this way.
Please.
Here, step out and turn around. They go behind you.
Okay, but can you not tighten
It won't be
them
tight.
super
I
tight?
won't.
It's
It
cutting
won't.
my
All right, I'll fix it. I'll fix it for you. I'm gonna fix this one before I adjust this one. Okay?
Can you please call my mother?
How old are you?
I just turned 18.
Okay. Yeah. You can call her. We'll let you call her. Yeah.
From jail.
All right. She been patted down. You good on her?
I did a quick pat down.
On you.
Go for it.
Go ahead, have a seat. All right.
I'm just making make sure you didn't. Yeah.
Where the old tough pat.
So we can see they chose to not charge him with disorderly conduct and they escalated it to obstruction. The obstruction simply comes probably from him doing so much in the resisting charge, or at least in the resisting and trying to keep that firearm tucked between him. Probably also with walking up to the vehicle after they told him to not walk up to the vehicle to do their investigation of the search. Battery on an officer, we didn't really see any type of contact come from him to the officer, but the officer could have very well felt like he kneed them, he kicked them, or he did something that actually hit that officer. We could see one of them, their body cam knocked off. That can be argued that it just fell off in the struggle. The battery on an officer charge can more than likely be argued. Resisting with violence, that can also probably be argued because we didn't really see too much violence come from him. The most we saw is, verbal resisting arrest with how much she was doing in the beginning and how much she was yelling and just cursing at the officer in the beginning. the carrying concealed firearm and the possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Third-degree felony possession of a firearm. We don't know what felony he was actually committing in that moment, but it is a third-degree felony possession if you have a firearm on you and you are not allowed to be. So at 18, if you're not allowed to be in possession of a firearm and they catch it on your person, yeah, they're going to charge you with third-degree felony possession. So that's more than likely where those two charges come from. Again, if we keep watching the video, I don't know if they actually found any drugs inside of the car, but we got to keep watching the last few minutes just to see what they got.
But I think the reason he had his arms locked like that was to keep the gun from falling.
Probably. Stuff from the back.
Yeah, when I went to grab him between his legs, I
Possession
literally
of a
like
controlled
almost hit
substance and possession of
the.
paraphernalia. So yeah, it looks like the female did maybe have a little bit of weed on her or something like that. She was
Does he
also
need these
cited
to see, or
for
do you
improper
want
right
them?
turn.
Okay.
So again, simple, simple, simple. That escalated into something that it did not have to be. If they would have just complied with the officers, stepped out of the car, they more than likely would have found whatever little bit of paraphernalia or contraband that they had on them. If it was just a little bit of weed, they more than likely would have just taken it and destroyed it because most officers, especially in 2023, they just don't care about a little bit of weed. Like they're willing to just toss it, destroy it, and give you the lesser charge because it's not really worth giving you more, especially if they don't find you with the intent to traffic. So they didn't have a bunch of baggies. It wasn't a bunch of, drugs that was individually packaged up. That's not what that read. It read just, possession of paraphernalia and contraband. So the little bit that they had, this easily could have just been the citation for improper right turn, but she chose to not listen to the command, the lawful command to get out of the vehicle. He chose to start disorderly and yelling at the cops and creating a whole disturbance. Then he chose to resist and go to the ground. They then followed him. He then chose to resist and not let them put his hands behind his back. He stayed clenched up because he had that firearm between his legs and he probably did not want it to fall out of his butt. Again, all he had to do was simply place it inside the center console when those red and blues got behind him, and it would have been simple. Yes, they would eventually found it, but there was no charge because he was in lawful possession. Assuming that the contraband was the girl's, that's not a charge that goes to him as the passenger. So it would have easily been something that he could have beat, that they could have beat, but they both have to now face these charges and try to beat them in court because they chose to not listen. So we saw how a simple traffic stop escalated to something way bigger than what it had to be when, again, listening to the police instead of trying to be a lawyer in that moment and argue like you're in the court of law during a traffic stop. It's just not the right thing to do. So that's why they ended up with these charges. We're gonna do more videos like this. I'm gonna keep going through different body cams. Remember to go to Body Cam Watch to see the actual video without any voiceover and see what it's like. Support their channel, support my channel. Go down below, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, Jay the Trigger Trainer. The handle is on the actual page. Follow me on Instagram at the exact same handle, and I will see you guys in the next video.